explosion stunning the country on Sunday afternoon left at least 14 persons injured and 2 girls dead. It occurred at about 3 o'clock at the Ocean Ferry Water Taxi terminal at the foot of the swing bridge in Belize City, sending shockwaves throughout the country. Cell phone videos captured a state of panic inside the terminal minutes after the blast. Firefighters along with medical personnel and police responded. The blast site was cordoned off and the bridge was closed to traffic. Attempts to resuscitate the 2 girls were unsuccessful. 8-year-old Kimberly Melissa Guy and 10-year-old Jamiri Jasmine Guy died as a result of the blast. Both girls were at the back of the water jet boat with their mother, 27-year-old Rosali Catch, and her boyfriend, 32-year-old Jaime Jimmy Intiriano, preparing to leave the city en route to Caye Caulker, where Intiriano works as a baker. Originally from Caye village, the girls and their mother had recently moved to Caye Caulker, where the girls began attending school. According to reports, the explosion happened after the boat captain was reportedly cranking up the engine.
What police gather is that the water taxi was about to depart from Belize City en route to Caye Caulker and San Pedro when one of the engine was being started, when the captain heard a loud explosion resulting of some of the passengers that were sitting right underneath where the explosion occurred for them to be flown away from their location, and due to the extent of the blast, other persons received injuries to their bodies. Police called the BDF expert, called Coast Guard personnel, they called Port Authority, and they worked along throughout last night to determine what was the exact cause of the explosion. Up to this moment, an exact cause of the explosion has not been ascertained yet, as the boat was towed this morning from the Ocean Ferry to Old Belize, where a proper examination is being conducted by Port Authority and the Belize Defense Force, along with the police department.
34 persons were on board at the time of the explosion. Catch was treated for severe burns to her right leg and left arm before she was released today. Intiriano suffered burns to his right foot and arm. He's expected to be discharged from the KHMH on Tuesday. The girl's father, Ephraim Guy, says he received the terrible news moments after the incident occurred.
She called me and told me, where am I? I told her I am in Coroza, that if I can reach to her house immediately. So I take a taxi and I went to her home. When she showed me a picture of my kids and my common-law and her common-law husband, that is, and she told me if that are my kids. I tell her yes. What happened to them? And she explained to me that they passed away in terminal at Ocean Ferry. So I told her I cannot believe. When she showed me the picture, then I realized that yes, it's not lie that they are telling me. I just started to cry because I said that are my kids, and I started to worry about what happened to the little small one. Why did the little small one is not in the picture? Why they cover her face? What happened to her? Who have her?
Guy's youngest child, a 5-year-old girl, was with her grandmother and was not part of the trip. Several other persons were injured, including a Canadian tourist, Laria Gata, who received injuries to her feet, 30-year-old Santiago Guzman, who sustained cut wounds to his left foot, and Trudy Ulef, who had to undergo surgery for 2 fractured legs. 4 American tourists, namely 49-year-old Christian Laurie, 56-year-old Joseph Lee, 43-year-old Paul Jensen, and 16-year-old Bree Jensen, all received varying degrees of injuries, such as burns and cuts. They were taken to the Belize Medical Associates for treatment.
Upon police's arrival at the location, they observed a 45-foot skiff with the name San Pedro Water Jet Express. And also, there was a confusion and commotion amongst people that were being gathered at the location. Police observed several persons suffering from different degrees of injuries, being burn injuries and other fracture injuries to their bodies. As a result, police visited the Calhoun Memorial Hospital Medical Associates, where upon conclusion of checking both hospitals, it was learned that a total of 14 persons were admitted in both institutions, suffering from various degrees of burns and fractures to their body.
According to one of the directors of Ocean Ferry Belize, Charles Young, the captain would regularly start the engine with passengers on board.
As the captain started the 4th engine, the boat exploded.
Do you know whether or not it's a regular practice for the boat captain to crank up the engine while passengers are in the boat?
Normally, what we do, we start the engines here at Ocean Ferry before the boat gets off. Just to see that we have any other issues or thing like that. But it's normal for him to just start when the boat is loading.
Do you know whether or not this particular boat had any mechanical issues prior to this?
That's the thing that surprised me because it's an internationally run boat. It's being checked every other day that it goes to Mexico. It has to be inspected by the Port Authority before it leaves San Pedro and the Immigration and Customs Department. So I just figured it's a really nice boat and it's something that heavily inspected, so I figure it's okay.
According to Young, the water jet boat was chartered to do the 3 o'clock run after the boat the company usually charters was not available.
It's a boat that we hire to do a run for us, like the 3 o'clock run. We charter that for the day. Because the company right now doesn't have any boats and the boats are fixing up, so we just chartered that boat for the day yesterday. This boat goes from Caye Caulker to Chetumal, and it goes on every other day. Like it goes one in, one out with the other company, the Belize Express company. This is only the second time that we've been using this boat. I use another boat from Caye Caulker that we normally charter, and I couldn't get that boat yesterday because the guy was working on it, and so I chartered this boat. It's hard, and I really feel sorry for the families, and we're working hand in hand with them and the authorities just to see how we can help. We assist everyone as best as we could. We flew back people to the States. We paid for all their medical expenses, and we're currently getting in contact with the families that lost their child and still injured and trying our best to work with them and see how we can assist them.
Hipolito, Novelo, News 5.